Hello Guardians, it is Ebontis here, and for Xur this weekend, July 29th, we've got him in the tower hangar, way in the back corner. If you haven't been there, just way back up there, you'll find him up on the staircase. We've got the colony for an exotic, not an amazing grenade launcher for PvE or PvP. It's annoying in PvP, but outside of that, it shoots little insectoid robots that crawl across the ground and explode, but other than that, not really do anything too amazing that I would say, and definitely nothing special in PvE. Hunters, you do have a decent exotic here. You got a 64 stat roll, more of a PvE kind of build. Unfortunately, this is a jumping and sprint speed one where likely you want mobility as a hunter for one, and two, this is more of a PvP kind of centric exotic as well. So while it is a 64, it's not really got the stats in the right spot. So this resilience probably needs to be up in mobility because it would be more of a PvP focused one. If you are looking for a build like this though, not a bad distribution if that's what your goal is, but generally for this one, I think you would probably want the stats in different places. If you've never had Stompies before, pick them up because, you know, you can still get used to what they do. Titans, we've got the ACD0 feedback fence. Stats on this one are a whopping 60, so nothing really exciting. Resilience isn't even double digits. Strength isn't double digits, and this is a strength-based exotic for melees. If you melee hits build energy, if you're struck by melee attack, you reduce your incoming damage and also unleash a little explosion. Maybe they'll be amazing in Arc 3.0 because I think it's kind of an Arc explosion, but other than that, if you don't own them, you can see if you're, they're going to be amazing in Arc, but outside of that, a 60 roll, not great stats, not amazing. You could probably farm for a better one from a Lost Sector. For the Warlocks, we've got Karnsteins with a 63 stat roll, but unfortunately it is 3 recovery. The mobility is way too high for my choosing, but they're not a bad one if you're looking for something that does melee kills, restore health, and then continue restoring health for a little while afterwards. It's not a bad healing exotic, but unfortunately the stats on this one are just not in the right place. The resilience isn't bad, but that mobility needs to be where recovery is. Then we would talk. If the where it is right now, it's kind of a wasted like 19 points basically in my opinion. So if you don't have it, you can see if you like the healing effect of the exotic, but unfortunately for Warlocks, you're going to want at least decent amount of recovery in there as well. For your 2 exotics, you got a Hawkmoon with rangefinder, nothing too exciting there. We do have a Dead Man's Tail with VORPAL, high caliber rounds, extended barrel, going to give you a decent amount of range, hand blade stock for stability. Not a bad one to go for. High caliber and VORPAL, definitely one to consider picking up if you've been waiting for a while. For the legendary weapons, we've got a hipfire grip bow. Can't really do that one. Field prep submachine gun, also no. The Survivor's Epitaph is one of those that's going to have like perks that kind of move around on you. So you might have kill clip, surplus, moving target. Maybe some of these on the bottom aren't there. There's moving target. There's kill clip is one of the weird ones. It also has impact. And honestly, this is just kind of a wasted masterwork. It does not make the gun hit harder or do more damage, which in theory would be cool, but unfortunately it doesn't do anything. So you're wasting a slot. Now I've got double kill clip going on, moving target. It's so weird when this is going on with Xur. He's just like literally of another world, and now his weapons just change in front of you. But yeah, this is a wasted masterwork, which makes, while some of these perks like moving target, kill clip, and surplus could be a cool run, pair that with like flared magwell and some range, this is just literally like gonna do nothing for you, which kind of sucks. Foil and trouble with threat detector and snapshot sights, not bad, but probably not amazing. If you don't have a blinding grenade launcher, this is another one you might want to wait and see if the little perk pops up, because you can get blinding. And I've also seen auto-loading holster kind of below, there it is, just kind of wait a little bit and it tends to pop up. So I don't know if you need to wait a little bit, then go buy it. Maybe it's there, maybe it's not. You might have to buy it a couple times to see if you can get it to pop up, but a blinding auto-loading holster grenade launcher, never a bad thing to have in your vault. Tracking cluster bomb on an aggressive rocket launcher, not bad. For some good damage, the handling is low, but very high reload speed, so that's actually kind of manageable. The Fool's Remedy with feeding frenzy and quick draw with light mag, armor piercing. Not a bad sidearm. I don't like generally love sidearms, but if I had to take one into PvP, this is one that I actually kind of do okay with. So again, it's a preference thing, but not a bad sidearm, and it's an Iron Banner sidearm, so I don't even know if you can still get this one, for example. For the Titans, you've also got basically one. You got a 59, you got a 62 with some crazy spikes if you're looking for a build like that, maybe. 58, and then a 57. So nothing amazing, just if you're really looking for spikes in recovery and discipline, this is kind of a unique looking piece. I'll give it that. All right, for the Warlocks, you've got a 60 with kind of spikes in the wrong place for me. You got to have at least some recovery on a Warlock, so not so much. A 57, you'd have a 63. This isn't bad for a PvE setup. Intellect, resilience, recovery, and strength, depending on what stats you're going for. This actually could put in some work for a certain person. And then a 55, that's not great. For the hunters, you've got not great. You got a 59, you got a 60. That's not bad, but it is just a 60. It's not worth buying. Another 60, high recovery, but 0 mobility. That can't really do too much. And a 58. Overall, hunter armor is nothing amazing. One other thing to keep in mind is there is Freelance Trials of Osiris this weekend. So if you're one of those like me who enjoy the Freelance playlist, it is here this weekend. You'll be playing on Eternity, but Freelance, at least you know everybody's going to be, in their own solo group, so you're never going to go against the 3-stack in here. It's the time that I tend to play Trials if I'm going to do it. So again, if this is something you're looking to do, now is not a bad time to jump into it, because this weekend you can at least have a reasonable time of kind of a 50-50 roll of how's the game going to go, as opposed to in here, I just feel like I get shellacked. So that's pretty much it with regards to Trials and the wrap-up. That's pretty much all he's got. It's kind of a mediocre week for him. A couple things if you don't have, you might want to experiment with, see what you like, but you would probably want to farm better stats on those exotics anyway. Legendary armor, kind of weak in most of the pieces. Couple decent legendaries you might want to consider, just especially if you don't have a good type of role for those. But overall, not a crazy amount of stuff going on this week. Last week of Solstice is coming up next week, and I've got a video coming for you guys on Monday. So if you enjoyed the video, drop a like below. Leave a comment if there's something I should have shouted out that I didn't, or if you just want to say hello. If you want to find me on Twitch or Twitter, it's Ebontis. Right here on YouTube, hit that sub button, hit that alert bell. That'll get you my next video coming next week to help you guys start prepping for Season 18. If you guys are YouTube members or Patreon subs, thank you for the extra support.